What's going on, guys? Welcome to For the Fans. I'm Kevin here. I'm here with Kylie, and we're here with Brandon Nelson from the Challenge All Stars 4. We're going to be recapping episodes 1 and 2 today. Brandon, good to see you.
Hey,
Kylie,
man.
good to see you.
Yeah. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Man, oh man. Listen, the challenge, we've covered the challenge over here a couple times, off and on. But for me and Kylie, we've always enjoyed All Stars more than the regular show lately. Over the
me
last.
too.
So we're real happy to be talking about it some this season, and we're happy to have you with us, Brandon, man. You're out there.
Hey, man, we back out here. So let's not do this. Okay, we know each other. So how about you give a little backstory? Because you coming in like on some, hey man, I got Brandon Nelson, and like you don't know me.
This is true. I have known Brandon for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
It's been almost 10 years now. So crazy, Kelly, I don't know if you know how I met him. I play adult kickball. And one day I walked up to kickball like I normally do, and Brandon was sitting there putting his cleats on, and I was like, that's Brandon from the challenge. Because I had just watched Fresh Meat 2 like real recently. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Brandon. It was actually a really fun story because I go up there, I'm like, hey man, I'm Kevin, big fan, yada yada. I'm chatting with him. He mentions he's sitting there putting his cleats on, and he's sitting there next to a buddy of ours, Taylor, and he's put his cleats on, and he's like, yeah man, I've known Leroy forever, blah blah. And then Taylor stops and says, Leroy from the challenge? And Brandon's like, yeah. And he's like, how you know him? And he's like, I was also on the show for 5 seasons.
I didn't have the beard. Though.
Who was on the show for 5 seasons?
He was.
Oh, I thought you were saying somebody else was like, and that y'all didn't know each other. Okay.
No. It's the fact that Taylor, I'm just talking to Brandon about him being on the show, and he mentions knowing Leroy because Leroy also lived in Vegas at the time. And Taylor stops and says, wait, you know Leroy from the challenge? How do you know him? He's like, we did the same job for a little while.
Okay. It's fine. I'm used to it.
And so that was one of the funniest things. So since then, though, over the last almost 10 years, I've been friends with Brandon. First, I asked him the first time we met, probably the first 3 times, I went through every question I had about the challenge. I asked him the first 3 times we met.
Yeah.
Then after that, we just became friends.
I'm over that part now. Now I'm just going to treat you like everybody else.
Correct. That was exactly what that was.
But then there was this trickle-down effect of, because it's like, why is he out here playing kickball with us? But even prior to that, I played kickball in Arkansas because I just moved from Arkansas to Vegas. And I just actually moved back to Arkansas because just needed a fresh restart, So
does it better?
Oh goodness. So yeah, you're right. I've learned just go with it. Yep, just agree with you and everything will be fine. Everything will fall into place. But no, so when I was out there, then after me and him got tight, then other people would be like, wait. Oh, and I'm like, I mean, some of those things had benefits, but some of those other things were just like, okay, now you got to answer, the same question every time you show up. But hey, I ain't tripping. I love it. It's all good.
Brandon played on my team for a long time, became a good friend of mine.
He stole me from another team.
I did. I took him. We took him from our team. One of our friends, it was actually, but I don't know if I told you this. I have a friend named Shauna, and she was hilarious because she's a big challenge fan too. And I remember one time we were going on a trip somewhere, and she's like, Kevin, Brandon was just a guy on TV, and that was fine with me in my life. And then now he's on our team, and like, it's weird because like he was just supposed to be a person in the TV, and then now I see him on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry.
I'm still not used to it, man. It's I mean, I've been doing it since 2009. Then I had a whole decade gap. But yeah, it's like Christmas every time you get that call.
Well, and that launches us into this because like All Stars 4 filmed a minute ago, and that was airing, which is really cool. And getting to see you out there, especially now that we've become such good friends over the years, it's just exciting to see it. So like when the show was opening, they were rolling through everybody. I got to ask you first, how did you feel about being called Brandon the Assassin?
Hey,
The Assassin.
Yo, in all honesty, like, so we had no idea how it was going to be formatted, how it was going to be edited. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that nobody will ever know unless, you know, there are private conversations had, or, you know, surprisingly, it does air at some point throughout the season. But, you know, and plus it's been so long ago, like people get back to real life. And then it's like, this has been over a year. And I've forgotten a few things. Now that I'm rewatching it, I'm like, okay, yeah. Oh, wait, they forgot that. Or they didn't do that. But it's just to be the assassin. It's like, I get it. It's my first one back. I had some decent elimination situations. And, you know, an assassin doesn't really do too much. I used to get so much flack for, oh, he's too quiet. Like anybody that met me outside of the show is like, Brandon's not like that. Like he's more of an extrovert. But like on the show, I can't control the edit. I have some funny moments. Ask some other people on the cast, and they'll be like, they never show how funny you are. Like they'll just show your facial expressions, which I guess is funny too. But it's like, you know, that. So, but for them to call me the assassin, I was like, hey, bet I'll roll with that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the whole intro was really cool. Like, you know, they did give some background, like, you know, showing Tina and Rachel and Veronica together, and like, oh, okay, you know, like this is the shit we got into, and giving Cara her, you know, props.
Lone Star, they're running the stats.
Yeah, you know, like, I thought the intro was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely was pretty cool. They gave some folks, you know, some recognition that, you know, some weren't expecting. Like, you know, even when they rolled out the first trailer, I'm like, am I in it? Because everybody was like, hey, you told me you did some stuff. Where you at? I'm like, hey man, I can't. I was there. I promise I was there.
I never control the edit. It's just whatever happens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but no doubt you're in episode 1. Like, it's a Brandon heavy episode. So
correct. And it puts you back on the map. And we're going to definitely talk about that. I wanted to ask, who did you first like meet when you first, like, who were you meeting for like the first time?
Let's see. Somebody that sticks out for me, that when I first met, I mean, even in the airport before we even started filming, was Ace. Of course, everybody knows Ace. From the outside looking in, everybody loves Ace from what I thought. So when I met him, I thought it was, you know, he's a good old Southern boy. He looks you in the eyes when he talks. He's seemingly just him all the time. But then you'll hear other little things from other people like, oh, he's not what you really think he is. Ace has never ran afoul by me. That's my homie for real. And we clicked on there. So like getting to know him while I was there, man, Ace is he's that dude. And then especially with Keefla too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd forgotten all about him. And when I got home and told my mom that he was there, my mom was like,
I don't know, I did not know him at all. And you know, he says he's the first challenge winner. I'm like, well, let's give this man some props. But
yeah,
I'm like, I've never seen him in my whole entire life.
And he's just, and not even like gassing him up. He is really a great guy. Like, you know, he has his family he takes care of. He's a teacher. His students love him. And even while he was there, of course, you know, he's dropping gems. He's a little bit older than us. But when I tell you, don't let that old age fool you. You know, they say black don't crack, and that man's still in shape. So you need to be careful. For real. With that old man strength.
When you look at him, I like how you said, like, Mark Long is the godfather. Just call me the great uncle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the great uncle out there.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't gonna be a great grandfather. I'll just be a great uncle or something like that. He said. But I mean, yeah, man, he's so chill and he's cool because he's a teacher, so he still knows like some of the current stuff. I'm sorry, I keep adjusting this; it keeps coming out of my ear. But so he still knows what's going on. So he's not like so detached from what the current climate is, you know, social climate or anything like that. So, you know, it's not like, oh man, I gotta speak a certain way around him or need to. He's like, man, I hear this every day in class. Like, chill out.
That's cool. That's cool. When you came to you getting out there, who were you happy to see when you got out there? Like, cool, I know I'm gonna be all right here. I know I'm gonna be all right here.
Man, when I tell you,
obviously Leroy.
So
You
obviously
said
Leroy. I mean, that goes without saying. Yeah, it goes without
Yeah.
saying. Leroy. Once I see him, I'm like, all right, bet. But I hadn't talked to Kara in a minute. Initially, when I saw her, I was like, man, that's my girl. I'm straight. Arguably one of the best men or women to ever play the game.
Mhm.
And she loves me.
Mm-hmm.
I love her to death as well. So when I see her, I'm like, oh, I'm straight. I started looking around like, okay, who are the other girls? Because we got Laurel. I don't know Nicole like that. We got Avery, Ayanna's crazy self. I don't know her like that. Tina, and Veronica. Definitely not worried about her. Rachel, you got to worry about her. And I'm looking at the guys, and I'm like, I got Leroy. Brad's there as well, but and Jay is a firefighter, so I know his endurance and his stamina is going to be through the roof. But as I'm sizing up everybody, I'm like, I might have a pretty decent shot at this one because I'm not really worried about anybody. And the ones that I would be worried about, they like me. So
yeah. Was this the first time you've seen Brad since Cutthroat? Or did you see him?
Yeah, we had to talk. Yeah, we had to talk.
So Kylie, when I first met Brandon, one of the first things I brought up to him was said, look, man, I became a fan of you, especially in Cutthroat, when you voted yourself in because you knew they were voting you in anyway, and it didn't fucking matter. So still won. I loved that moment, which is when I became a fan of Brandon. And so how was that first conversation with Brad after
how many years? 10
yes.
years? Over 10
good
years.
To see you again, man. Good to see you again.
I was like, nice beard, motherfucker.
I like what's going on.
I was like, so what's going on? You remember me? No.
Yeah.
By that time, man, I had gone through so much, like death, marriage, kids, failed marriage. It's a learning, day-to-day learning thing to see how strong or how weak you are, how you can make it work. And it was a blessing to even be able to get called back to this. It really pulled me out of a rut, like a really bad place. Like I was just kind of like, not that my life is not the challenge. It's not that, I needed this because I was working on getting better and getting into a situation that, I had to turn down because when they called, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm doing that. Sorry, guys, I'll be back. But getting that energy back to be like, all right, cool. But come to find out, Brad at the time going through a very similar situation. He has kids. Him and Tori aren't together anymore, and apparently that wasn't the best scenario. I'm not going to speak on his business. It's not my place to do. But so we sat down, we talked about that for a bit, and then he talked about how I said, so what happened on Cutthroat, man? Like, come on.
Talk about a little life stuff. I would like some answers, man. I just need some. I know it's a while ago. Just explain to me.
Shoot it to me straight, real quick. Like, I want to hear. I want to hear what kind of shit you kicking right now. And he was like, because here's Brad. B, I just, it was out of my control. Tori was kind of just, she was like a puppet master, and we were married, and I just, hey man, there's a lot of things shaking down that I didn't know what was going on. And then on the background, I'm like, okay, calm down. First of all, you're way too intense. Whatever happened already happened, my guy. It's all love. It's all love. But his story, and if anybody else hears it, I mean, I'm just saying what I was told, and this has been over a year ago, but it's whatever. Basically it wasn't, all in his hands. I know how marriage can go or how any relationship can go when it's like, and they just met me. So in her mind, she's like, we're married. We're trying to do this family thing. Fuck him. If he is going to go in and win every time and come back, don't go on this whole crusade of sacrificing yourself to be the bigger guy. And I was just like, fuck that. Protect yourself, which in the game makes sense. Selfish as fuck. And then when you have somebody that's really working, and it's only my second season, and you're telling me one thing, and then I'm seeing another, and then even on top of that, they double down because, of course, we don't know what they're saying in their one-on-one interviews. So I end up going home, and I'm like, damn, gave it a great shot, gave a great effort. I did okay. Production's like, oh, man, you killed it, whatever. Then show comes out, and they're in their one-on-ones like, man, fuck him. he needs to know that he's going in every time. We don't give a shit if he's mad or not. I'm like, God damn. I was like, I thought we
were good, man.
But nah. I told him, man, look, I've gotten a lot of different perspectives since the last time I saw him in just life. And then, we're playing the game, man. We're the luckiest people in the world, man. We get to go travel the world and play a stupid game. And, hopefully we can win some handsome money behind it, man. But it's, we shook it out, hugged it out. It ain't nothing.
I think that probably that season really endeared you to like TJ, because he's like, y'all keep sending this man in here, and he's like, no sweat on it. He's not really tripping about it. That I think really like locked it in, that they were like, okay, this dude's all right.
But it's funny you mentioned that though, because he was like that. Even before I left, he was like, he asked me where I lived, and I told him. And he was like, well, I'm out in Vegas. Anytime you're in Vegas, and he actually looked to one of the production guys. He was like, hey, get his information, because I like how he rocks or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in with TJ. And then right after that is when he had his accident.
Oh yeah. And
then I'm like, damn. So I can't press him. I can't be like, sending emails and trying to call and stuff. And then I ended up moving to Vegas. And then that, on Rivals is when he came back, but he just wasn't, like, he was still recovering,
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be like, remember me? I was the guy you liked.
Hello, TJ Lavin.
But at the same time, I was just glad he came back. Everybody was very skeptical about that. They thought that possibly there was going to be a new host, or not a host at all. They were just going to like bring in, how like even on like the Breakfast Club, when Angela Yee, when she left, they just brought in like guest hosts just to fill in on certain episodes.
And they would just keep doing that, or probably past challenge.
Yeah, or even like when Trevor Noah left the Daily Show, they just brought in
guest hosts.
Yeah, so we were like, but then when we saw him, everybody was like, oh man, like they had like that first opening on Rivals is they don't give us enough credit, because not enough credit, but when we saw him, because he had to have a handler like help him out and all that stuff. People was crying and boo-hooing but TJ's the homie, man. Like for real, nicest guy you'll ever meet. But I ain't gonna lie, I was like, damn, did this motherfucker even remember me? I'm glad he's here, but I was gonna try to be his best friend for real.
Yeah, that was my shot. No, it's cool because he did like the hard pivot, right? So he has the bad accident, and then he's like, fuck this BMX shit, fuck this motocross.
Yeah, he's like, nah. I'm sure Roxanne too. She was probably like, man, if you don't go get this easy money over here hosting these dummies, like, what are you doing?
You show up, you say some stuff to some dummies, and you leave.
And I mean, like, even more than any of the other hosts, like TJ literally like comes in, he says what he wants to say. You can tell he enjoys what he is doing, and he is just really real. Like if someone pisses him off, he's going to call you out on it. If he likes what you're doing, he's going to give you your flowers. But if you're not it, he's going to let you know. Like, he does shit on Jay so hard, in the elimination or in the final that he quits. And
it's one of the cool things about seeing All-Stars, because he like knows y'all. He's seen y'all for years and years. So like the energy he has on the main show, it's funny because on the All-Stars, it's like he's just seeing a bunch of old friends. That's all it is. And he's like the authoritarian dad figure on the flagship. But on this show, he's like, guys,
hey, y'all know what's up. Yeah, like, man, y'all already know what's up. It's like when he saw me, he was like, man, he said, B, when I saw that your name was on the list, man, he was like, I was so happy. He said, your number the same? Like, yeah. And he pulled his phone out, like right there. We're doing our opening shots while I'm in the vineyard. And he, no. Well, of course, I already took our phones. But no, he showed me. He's like, is that the right number? I was like, yeah. I was like, damn. I said, I ain't seen you in a minute. And I said, I'm moving. This is right before I moved. So I'm moving when I get back. And he was like, we never linked up before I left. But we'll definitely have to, but I was just like,
we come to town. Yeah.
Anytime I'm in, because my daughter's still there. So anytime I come in town, he's like, man, hit me up. I got you. So.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. So going back to the episode, you see that energy from him as y'all are all like walking through the vineyard, as y'all are like all meeting up. and
I kept eating all the grapes. I got in trouble. Some of us got in trouble because we were out there for a minute, and I was kind of fresh. I wish I had the camera on me a couple more times. I had my little red jacket on, the tight ass silk bullshit, and then I had.
But bruh, those grapes that's somebody's wine grapes, and you just picking them off and eating them, dog.
Hey, it wasn't just me. First of all,
all y'all, any of y'all.
Second of all, absolutely, they hadn't fed us in 12 hours. And then but here's the thing, we paid for it. I mean, shit, as soon as we got into the house, like later that night, because they got us up early for call and all that stuff. And then everybody was chilling. Actually, we did eat that morning. I'm lying. We did eat that morning, but everybody was getting ready. The girls, they take too long and whatever. So we just want to go do the opening shots. Then we do that. And then while we out there, you take a couple more. Like, okay, let's redo this one. And it's like, man, it's kind of getting hot for real. We ain't even seen TJ yet. We've been here for 4 hours. So do some more stuff. So finally, everybody was like, man, fuck y'all. We got it's like we eating sunflower seeds. We just eating the grapes, like, man, shit. We hungry. We hot. And y'all won't
that South African vineyard is not going to let y'all come back ever. Because
they're like, that is no.
Several bottles. They've been several bottles of grapes that y'all just ate.
But here's the thing, though. We paid for it later at the house. Have you ever peed out of your ass? Straight grape juice? Yeah.
That's what y'all get, man. Eating those people's wine grapes.
Hey, man. That shit was delicious. That shit was delicious.
So, you get there. You guys figure out the format. They send y'all back to the house or whatever, and then they show everybody like linking up or whatever, and seeing people they ain't seen in a while, right? So you get like that scene with Rachel, Veronica, and Tina. You get a little bit from Laurel and Cara.
We get the tension between Nicole and Laurel. That's the story here.
Yeah. Okay. Was that shit palpable? Like, could you feel it when you were there?
Well, at first, I didn't know what it was all about because, like I said, I didn't know to the extent of Nicole and Laurel's situation. Like, I mean, from the shows that I've done in the past and even little clips that I've caught online and other little stuff, it's like you never know who's doing what at any given time. So I'm just kind of like, so she's fucking her. And now she's with a man now this season. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. So... But when we get there, I think Jay was the one that kind of put me on. He was like, "Oh, so you don't know about the whole Laurel and Nicole thing? Because him and Nicole, they work together in New York, basically."
I feel like she probably got him a job or something. That makes sense.
I wouldn't go that far. Don't let him hear you say that. Now, hey, I don't know about that. I don't want to be a part of that. I really don't know.
Tony and Nicole from the same season.
I don't know.
The Real World.
No idea.
Or they were back-to-back seasons.
Back-to-back seasons. Nicole and Tony, I believe, were on the same season. They were on Skeletons.
Skeletons, and Jay was on Explosion.
Yeah. So right before that with Corey, he was on there with Corey.
He was doomed to fail being on a season called Explosion.
It had all the exes. So it had all these exes that came on there, and then Skeletons was a similar format, except it wasn't all exes, but Tony had like 2 exes.
Was that the one where they brought him in late?
Boss.
Yeah, that Explosion was where they brought him in late. Skeletons are when people just showed up. So then and they were there for like a few days.
Your boss or a girlfriend you cheated on.
Like, yeah, so Tony.
That's how we met Alyssa with Tony.
Well, for Tony, he had the girl he was seeing in the house, and then the one girl he was seeing back home showed up, and then this other girl he was seeing back home also showed up.
Well, I mean, shit. But see, here's the problem. They don't get that info unless you give it to them. Because I remember when I did my first Real World casting, I was supposed to be on the Real World Cancun. And they asked about my exes. And I was like, nope. And you know why?
I don't have none.
I said, and really, I was being super selfish. And I was like, I'm not finna get this bitch no fucking fame. Like, hell no. You ain't finna. What if you show up and they like you more than me? No. No.
Which I saw like happened to Jenna and Jay. Or like, who was it? That's what happened. Like,
they didn't.
Now Jenna's married to Zach, and she's living her fucking life, and they got kids popping out, and Jay's back on the show with me. So,
but Jay was the person on the show, I believe, and then Jenna showed up as his ex, and then like exactly what you just said. Jenna does several seasons of the challenge. Jay does the one, and then he back here now for the fourth. But they said, Jenna, we like you better than Jay.
Yeah,
I wasn't having that shit. Hell no. I was like, you want my who? Nope. Nah.
But back to Nicole and Laurel, man. Yeah, man, they did X on the Beach. Like Nicole was on X on the Beach, and then Laurel showed up, the first one to show up. Like they were in it, and it was X on the Beach was contentious too. Like they were contentious on X on the Beach.
See, I can't. Nah. I was off of all of that because my whole thing was if I get on there. It probably was a good thing I wasn't on Real World early anyway, but that's another conversation. But back to Laurel and Nicole. I mean, once Jay put me on, was like, yeah, they had this whole thing. You didn't see their back and forth online. I was like, no, because I don't know Nicole. I mean, I follow Laurel, but it's not in my algorithm. Like the only thing you'll find in my algorithm is DIY stuff, like out in the woods, like how to make your own shelter. Food stuff. You might see some big asses in there every now and then, and that's about it. So, yeah, or how to make money flipping land. That might be in the algorithm as well.
Nicole doesn't fit in none of those things, so I get it.
Nah. So he put me on, but he's like, oh man, it's fucking intense. Like he put me on. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then they start doing this whole thing. Even that first night when we get to the house. I'm sure it didn't make air. I've watched the show maybe twice now since it aired, but I need to watch it again. But because you always find something, every time you watch it, which is why I'm glad it's on Paramount Plus. Shout out Paramount Plus, because you can just go right back to that and
much easier than in the MTV days. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Record that shit, rewind it with something. This is right there.
Yeah, or you had to just record it with a VHS. She might not know nothing about that, but. I was playing. I never did that. Anyway, I was trying to get on. So what happened was like that night, of course, they're giving us drinks and and food and all that stuff. And then Nicole just starts telling me how, because we got cool on the plane. Just talking. I still didn't know anything about her and Laurel. We're not even talking about her and Laurel. She's like, you just cool people, man. Like, what's up? Like in that thick ass accent she has. I'm like, what did you say again? Because we don't
understand that in the South.
Yeah, I don't even want to like try to like impersonate it, but it's very thick New York. Yeah. Oh yeah, what are you doing over there? Because you trying to be me like what? So, but we got cool though, and we get to the house and she's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna kick it with you and Jay because like y'all are real for real and blah blah. I'm like, all right, and then. Off to the side, Laurel's like, what are you guys talking about? And I was like, that's bullshit, So I'm not knowing that she's trying to get intel on Nicole.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know about this situation. Man, by that next day, it's already on. So now Jay and Nicole are in the same room, but then Laurel from time to time, I can't say anything past anything, but she was in the room. She even that same night in the room too much. Me and Jay giving Nicole shit about it. It's like, you keep saying this ain't nothing, but anytime she's in your face, she's in your face. Then Nicole starts this whole thing, which I doubt I'll ever make air. Brandon, you like money, don't you? I'm like, all right, where are we going with this? Because if you say some like stupid joke you're trying to get going on about this money and me being black, I'm gonna go with it because the answer is yes. But
I mean, I do like money.
Yes, I do, and my price is very low. What would you like? So I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? She was like, man, like, dude, like, everybody says good things about you. I was pretty like beforehand. Once I got the call, like, I was doing suicides every morning. I was all right. My stamina was up, endurance was up. Like, I was like, I can get this. So she was like, yeah, man, I heard folks talking about you. Not in a bad way, but a good way. Like, they're worried about you. And I'm like, bet. Shit, that's a compliment.
Be worried, baby. Be worried.
Like, hey, I said, I'm mad too. You lucky I ain't got my gun. Never mind. So I was like, plural. But no, I was like, yo, and then so let's go left. So she's giving me all these compliments and stuff, and she was like, yeah, I'm seeing this girl back home, and I think like, shit, me and you, we could talk to her, and then you could donate your sperm, and we could have like the cutest baby ever, and the most athletic. I'm like, what the? What? I don't even know your last name. Like what do you?
I met you like 2 days ago.
I'm like, Nicole.
Your sperm?
She's like, no, not like that. Like we're not. And I'm just saying. I'm like, okay, what did they give you they didn't give me? Because I need some of that. Give me some of that to make me that confident to walk up to a black man and be like, hey, sperm, you got it?
I heard you like money. I have that. I heard you got something that I need.
but it's funny though. I mean, it's lighthearted because the reason I bring that up is because that's her get away from Laurel thing. That's how it started. And I'm not gonna give away anything moving forward, but that's how it starts. Where if she's not with Laurel, she's with me. But I don't think they're gonna show her with me. But she would come and like literally be sitting on my lap on the bus, come get in my bed, and I'm like, look, you have a 12-pack, and not the good kind. Like I got a good silhouette for 40. I think I'm doing okay. I got a nice little silhouette. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, girl, or come on. But it was funny though. Like the experience I had with Nicole is not a bad one. Like I said, I don't know all the details between her and Laurel prior, but what I do know while they were there is that there's this tension that we'll see how everything plays out moving forward, but it's just clearly it's there.
Yeah, it seems like there's some unresolved feelings.
Stuff. Was there tension between those two and Cara?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
just a little bit, because Cara, Cara, her and Polly are locked in. Yeah. Mentally, physically, emotionally, business-wise, they're locked in. And because me and her, because I was really excited to see her at the airport as well. Like I said, we haven't talked in a minute. A lot's going on with me. She had said that, what I'd heard, because we hadn't talked, is that she wasn't going to do it anymore. I didn't know all the details of why she wasn't on. But when I saw her, it was like literally, she ran up on me, jumped on me, and it was just legs wrapped around. Like you would think that I just adopted her or something. So, but yeah, no, that's my girl, man. So seeing her is like, oh man, I'm good. But then once all the Laurel and Nicole stuff starts falling down or trickling downhill, it's like, okay. And then Cara starts telling me, well, Nicole was actually trying to talk to me, and then me and Laurel on the thing, and then I'm like, what? And then
that's what I was gonna tell you is that
I gotta go watch that back at some point.
When they first started, Nicole comes in there and she's flirting with Cara, and then she's flirting with Laurel. That starts that off again.
Yeah, didn't she say something to the effect that Cara, you're hotter than Laurel, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, I'm not a Nicole fan, okay?
So you're not a Nicole fan, but you're a Tony fan. Okay.
Books, Brandon. But Nicole can turn some people. Like, you may not be a lesbian, but if you get in Nicole's presence, you might be a lesbian because she can pull
Nicole.
I don't understand. She looks like Andy Dick.
I don't. Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm the one that's supposed to be careful. Okay. All right.
I said it.
They aired it. I saw that clip on
Joey
Twitter.
Bananas is the one that said it.
and then they aired a clip of them side by side. Wow. You know what? I don't have any.
Moving on, Brandon.
Okay, so someone else. Okay, two other people I'm very excited to see on this season. I'm excited to see Flora. She looks great. 51 years old. Like, come on, sis. She looks fantastic.
Dude.
But then also, really, really excited to see Avery. She's great.
Yo, so two people, again, who I've never met. Avery, beautiful girl. Flora, beautiful lady. And
Is
of course,
Avery as beautiful in person as she is on screen?
So what now?
Is Avery as beautiful in person as she is on screen?
Even more so because you get to know her. Her personality makes it better.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. But you know me. I'm not a big makeup guy. She doesn't really need a lot anyway.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
But then when you get to know her and her personality, and shout out to her and Adam. Nobody ever saw that shit coming. But anyway. but no, Avery's the homie too. Like, yeah, for real. Like, we talked after, like Avery, she's the homie because I almost got her and Adam in the A's, and Flora though, Flora, who her and Keith are like some of the originals, and I remembered her from when my mom would watch her, which is the only reason I even know about The Real World or anything. Had it not been for shout out my mom, Minnie Pearl. That's really her name. Shout out to you. But when I saw Flora, I was like, damn, you still look kind of good for 51. Like just messing with her. And she's like, oh, stop it. Like, she's just so dismissive and like, shut the fuck up. Like, whatever. But you're pretty cool too. I like how straightforward you are. So come over here and talk to me. Let's go sit down and make some food. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Don't call me fucking ma'am.
Yes, Flora.
And I'm like, all right. Yeah, but no, I love Flora. Like, that was like probably one of the, because she would come to me all the time because I would always talk shit about everybody because they would get too serious about shit. And I'm like, why the fuck is this motherfucker acting like this is going to go past this? And then sometimes production would catch me and then she'd come over there, she'd be crying, laughing like, Brandon, I wish we could record all this and take it home because me and her would sit there and just talk shit about everybody. We'd have our moments, but no, Flora, oh man, super dope. Even for her just to be like, okay, I'm gonna do it. She did great, and she's doing great. And then even with Avery came in kind of apprehensive because she was like, even on the first challenge, which we'll get to, she was right beside me as we're going back and forth up that hill, and we're talking to each other. I'm like, come on, no. I said no because I told her about my story. She told me about hers. And everybody kind of looked at us like, oh, yeah, they're good enough for the show, but they're never going to be in a position to win. Mm-hmm. And we were like, all right, cool. Hey, come on. So, like, we're literally talking to each other the whole time. I wish they aired more audio of what me and her were saying to each other, but but Avery's dope. Flora's dope.
You can see, let's talk about the challenge because the format is you got to get these stars. Y'all don't know that at first. Y'all just know that y'all got to finish 1 through 4 or whatever. 1 through 3
girls, top 3 guys.
Yeah, you know that. And so you get out there, man, and you got a star, my guy.
I did, yeah.
Look at you out there.
How far is this that you're running each time?
So it's an incline. The way they shot it, I mean, because like we were walking up, because this is blistering hot. Like everybody, like they even gave us before we started. We broke just to get in the shade. Even crew was like, damn, it's hot as shit. And then just water, electrolytes, whatever. But that bottom box that has all the stars in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to like exaggerate the incline, but because 90 degrees would be basically straight. I'd give it at least 40. It's at least 40. Yeah. 40 degrees incline, but you start from the top, and so when you come down, you got all your stars are mixed up in the bottom box. But like they even knew, like they were like, I got to tell you, remind me to tell you a story about that neon hat I had on. Okay. So because they got mad at me because I'm not taking this shit off. Fuck your cameras. I didn't say it like that, but I. So anyway, they told us all the rules and stuff, and then you have to like wait for people to get set up and stuff. Everybody's just suffering before we even start. But they started us from the top, so going down is still kind of a do I go too fast? Do I go too slow? Because if you mess up, you're gonna fall and hurt yourself, or then you losing time. Even if you don't, that's why Tony and them sliding down like a slide in the first or whatever. But what I did, so what was it, 8 boxes? So the bottom box at the bottom of the hill, which we start at the top, you run down, you have all your star pieces down there. On each box, they're all, as you know, in the first episode, they're all a certain way for each one to perfectly fit. Yeah. But as you're coming down, they look the exact same because they're just off, but they're off just by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So since we had these breaks, it's like when we first get to the bottom, we get there, we're on the stage. TJ tells us the rules or whatever. Then after that, we're standing at our boxes that have where they want us to be with our names on them. Like, okay, this is your box. Then we break again, so we can get hydrated. Because I'm telling you, man, afterwards, people was getting IVs. I ain't gonna say no names, and then people was just chugging water and all that. So anyway, then after that, they walk us up the hill. Then we're behind, when you end, you pull your thing and your name comes up or whatever. So then we're up there to start, but everybody's standing behind their thing because it's like that's where the shade is. Because even crew people are back there with us, like, dude, they kept bringing us our water canteens. So what I did, as I know they're still figuring things out, so I know the last box is the last one I got to get before I get to my flag to pull it. And I wasn't the only one doing this, but this is ours, right? So I'm only speaking for me. I walk out, I'm just walking around and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, so the bottom two pegs this far apart, those top three. And then as I'm getting down, it's like maybe the second one, Brandon, get back up.
you're slowly measuring as you walk
down. If this is this, then... But no, so I wasn't the only one, but I got caught quick. So anyway, they blow the horn and we go barreling down this, and I'm not gonna lie, it was steep. I don't think anybody fell because like a lot of people just went really slow. Like I was trotting, but I wasn't the last one to go. I was like maybe like the third one to get to my box.
If I had to run down that hill, I'd look like Donald Trump on that ramp.
Yeah, oh yeah. And in my mind, I mean, in all good faith, or maybe bad faith, I was hoping somebody would fall. I was expecting it, but everybody got lucky because some folks are just there just to be there. But we'll talk about that later. So, yeah, some folks are just trotting down. But once I saw the pace, I was like, okay, I just got to get a star. I was like, I know Adam runs marathons. I know Tony's a fucking beast. Leroy's a beast too. Brad's a beast, but then when it comes to certain situations, they can get too hard. They go too hard. They stop thinking, and then it's just like, what the, So I'm like, all right. So if I'm with them, I know I'm good. So by the time I get like to that fourth or third box, I'm like, I'm looking the whole time down. So then I get my first one, and then after I got my first one, I'm looking to see who's doing what. I ran up halfway the hill and I got like 3 in my head. I went back down. I put my stars in order in my box because you can only put one up at a time. So I went back down. I had it right in order. So went back up, put that one up, went right back up, put that one up. So once I just put them in order while I was down at the box because if you run all the way back up there and you got the wrong thing, then you just waste a whole bunch of energy and you come back and you don't know which one you're grabbing. You don't know which one you got to go put back up. So I was like, you know what? If in my mind, like if it takes me more than 30 seconds to get this in order, then I'll just go back up. And it didn't, because after I got that first one, I had 7 more to go, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm saying that number right. Was it 8?
Yeah, I think it was like 8.
Okay, it felt like 30. Yeah, but anyway, I'm looking up, and then when I see. So who I know Brad got it first, and then it was Adam, and then I see people over there struggling, and I knew I had my last one in my hand. I damn near walked back up.
I thought it was Adam and then you.
No, I was third.
Oh, okay.
You was third.
Yeah, but once I saw that everybody was still like struggling with what they were doing, I was like, once I had my last ones, I already had mine in order. So when I came back down the hill and I saw they still, you got 2 more boxes, you're gonna beat me on one. I grabbed my star and I was just, and I got my last one. But then Avery was still going, but she's on the next lane right next to me. So I'm like yelling at her, like, get your ass up here.
That makes so much more sense because when she's coming up there, you're hyping her up as she comes up there. And that makes sense that you guys were like,
because she's like gassing. I'm like, Avery, you got this. Come on. Yeah. I was like, Avery, come on,
That's
come on,
cool.
come on. And then when she got up there, she's like, because she's better than a lot of people think she is. Like, she's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
But of course, Cara beat
How
everybody.
do you think Cara finished before everybody else?
Say that again.
How long do you think Cara finished before everybody else?
Man, I think Cara left and went and got a pizza and came back before everybody. Because she had drinks. I think she took a shower. She changed clothes. Yeah, she was a whole different. I think she got her hair done. Yeah.
So she had just been staying challenge ready the whole time.
This lady lives in a damn CrossFit gym, and her and Polly are just always burning calories, and I don't know how they
in multitudes of ways.
Yeah, I don't know how they burn. Cardio's in there.
Stay limber.
They are sleeping on the cardio.
Yeah, that part. But no, I love Cara, man. That's why I was like, damn, all right, well, but now I'm like, damn. TJ said it's only one winner, because I'm going into it thinking like, all right, I can beat most of these guys. Yeah, and then I see her, and I'm like,
so you said I can beat all these dudes, but Cara and Rachel are here as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that, because her and Rachel definitely going into it. Yeah, I'll go with that for now.
Going in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Don't. But I like the fact that going in, you're like, boom, these dudes, cake. You said one winner. You said one winner.
I was like, wait a minute. Whoa. TJ, why? Why are you doing this right now?
Yeah, one
male, why would you?
Me, one female, one of them.
Now in my mind, I'm like, man, maybe I can get third.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hopefully
some people get hurt, and then I don't get voted into elimination. And then, hey, look at me, I'm in the final. And then people get hurt there too, and then look at me.
So you get a star. Avery gets a star. I'm glad to see that support. We see Cara get a star, as you said. Adam, Brad, Rachel gets one, and then like the women took a little bit longer, but Rachel gets one, and then Avery, like I said, Avery. So then the people in last, you see Tyree out there. I know you and Tyree are good friends.
Yeah,
Leroy's in last.
Wait, let me tell you something about Tyree. He almost pissed me off, because like we do talk, and like that's my dude for real. Like we talk at least once a week outside the show, like for real. That's family. But he had the nerve to tell me, I mean, the show is already on, and we already know what happens we'll get there linear. Okay, I'll keep continuity. Just remind me to tell you about Tyree.
Yeah, you tell me the story in a minute, because you look, y'all don't know how the elimination is gonna work yet, right? So you see though that Derek's in the bottom, Lee's in the bottom, Tyree's in the bottom, and who else is in the bottom?
Steve.
And then for the girls, it's Flora, Jasmine, Tina, and Veronica. Which, with Rachel having a star, I would assume Veronica and Tina are not going to be discussed too much. if that's how that's going to go.
Nothing gets by you.
I feel like Rachel's kind of in charge. Those two are going to be fine. So it's going to be a Jasmine Flora situation. But then you guys find out it's a guy day, right? Which immediately
find out it's a guy day. Yeah.
Immediately hurt your numbers, right? So I'm assuming you already knew going in.
No, not going in. No.
Okay.
There's a theory going on about if
once it was broken down, it became a guy day. So
we looked at the names.
I didn't say anything.
We looked at the names and said, I think today's
good
a guy's day.
It's a guy's day today.
Let's go ahead and do what we know we're doing. Yeah.
Which is great for the show, mind you, because if they don't tell you in advance, then anything for how this begins is however we decide. And so it's the guy day, right? So you find out, first off, how was it, man, going in there and seeing your big ass picture on that wall?
Man, I wanted to take it down. Like y'all can send me home now. Send me home now with my picture.
I've had enough.
Y'all ain't never treated me this nice since.
Right.
Hey, listen, I don't want to fuck up the flow. Let me take this to the crib and we can call it evens. I need my money too, though, but let me get this and then we are fine.
Just hit Zell me. I'm getting up out of here. I'm taking this photo.
But I need this though. I need that.
Yeah.
No, but on everything though, for real, man. Like walking down there and seeing that shit, I'm like, okay, you all right. You
yeah.
Okay, you one of them. Cause like I've never in Carl's. So here, me and Cara had a conversation not too long ago. She'll say the same thing that I'm about to tell you, but I'm like, Cara, it's a totally different scenario because she'll tell me the reason that she fucks with me is because we don't feel a part of this. Like we really don't. Like, we don't feel like we are one of the challenge people or one of the challenge recognizables or one of the first people you think about when. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about?
Cara, I know you feel that way, Cara. But
yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's great and all. But and I'm glad you fucking me, and I love you too.
That guy.
It's like that guy. It's like I'm dude, like, what are you like?
They call you the female face of the challenge, sis.
Exactly. When she's like, I don't fit in with any of this and blah blah. But she's like, I only fuck with a select few.
While she, like you said, she's constantly training cardio, whatever, CrossFit for the challenge. She's always ready, but she's not like in the, in the main show. And
it's not just for the challenge. It's just what she does.
Well, and also to her credit, the way she started she was never meant to be the person that you would think of when you think of the challenge. Yeah. They let people shit on her and then they aired it for like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, she had drinks poured on her.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I know about that shit. But then that's why we click so much, and that's why I love her and she loves me on some like I would always big her up. She was first out on Fresh Meat too, and didn't think she was ever gonna be back on the show.
Yeah.
As soon as we see each other on Cutthroat, she's like, there's my boy. And then we talk every day, on and off. I don't want to bring up, her past stuff
for multiple years,
depending on who she was with or whatever. But I helped out with little stuff. But I was always like, I had her back. And if there's anything I could do, like an appearance standpoint, or like come out here, there's an event, like I'm calling Cara first, like every time.
Yeah.
So we're tight. So, but I tell her all the time, she does not give herself enough credit. And it's not a play. Like the thing is, some people are like, oh, well, she just does that because she wants to get she doesn't like the attention. I mean, unless it's related to business or something like that, she is not. She's there to compete. She's there to knock it down. She's there to be first. And yeah, she'll do whatever and say whatever she need to do it. But outside of that, the show and business, she is not the girl that is like, right. Look at me. I need your validation. No, she's.
Like she goes back home to Wyoming or wherever the fuck she lives, and
she lives in Florida now.
Florida.
Wherever she was in Montana or whatever.
There's no Texas.
Montana, that was it.
There's no Texas in Florida.
No, she was in Montana for a minute there. But no, she leave it up to her. She's chilling, man. She's pretty simple. She seems complex, but she's pretty simple.
And so you guys are sitting there vibing on the fact that y'all got these big ass photos of y'all. Y'all like, look at you, look at me, look at us. Look at us.
But then the first thing that goes through your mind is, oh, now we got big ass targets on our back.
Everybody else can see us. Everybody else can see us.
No, but me, I was like, okay. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm tired of playing the long game on some. This is my first time back, and I know I'm in shape. I was running 3-4 miles a day. I was like,
how was your swimming? Because we talked about the swimming for a lot. Over these years, we've been talking about your swimming. Like, for
am I still here? So my swimming's fine. Okay.
Good enough.
Still here, baby. PR trained, right. Baby. I'm still here. So anyway, But no, to answer the swimming thing, no, swimming's fine. Especially since I moved back. Yeah, swimming's fine.
Good.
But yeah, I see my picture and I see everybody else's picture, and I'm like, I'm not worried about this. Is the first challenge I've ever been on where there's no anxiety, there's no nervousness, there's no nothing. It's just that, all right, when's the next challenge? Because usually I'd be like, I would love it when there'd be big gaps between challenge, like something would go wrong with weather or something, so we can't go do a challenge, so we have extra time here, or an elimination got canceled because of something, or somebody went home, or there's a DQ and we got to figure out what we're going to do so we get an extra day to not worry. No, let's bang this out. I'm on a business trip.
Being older is business. It's all about business. And
let's knock this out and get back to the crib. I mean, I am so lucky and blessed to be in South Africa, because I mean the whole vibe is different. Like you just feel different. And while you're there, I want to soak in every positive, because like I was saying, I was coming out of something that wasn't really that great, but at the same time, I want to make it better for when I get back. I have a different perspective to make my situation better, because I can't get away from it. So my thing is like, why not take this, use it as the next chess
piece? Invest in me. Yeah. So
I'm like, the more challenges I'm doing, or even the more eliminations I'm doing, you got to put the camera on me. Let's go.
Correct.
Let's go.
So you guys have this situation where you find out now that the stars are safe for the winners.
Yeah.
If you didn't win, your star's vulnerable, but now you guys got to like vote. Right? You guys got to vote somebody in from the bottom group.
The middle group.
Not on that. Was that on the first one that I have to do that?
Yeah. Or you're in the middle group.
Yeah.
And then
I remember now.
Now the bottom group is Tyree, Leroy, Derek, and Steve.
Yeah.
Hand model Steve. So it's really hyped up.
So what'd you say, Kylie? Or his hand's pretty. Who?
Steve, I guess.
Or his hands pretty? Yeah, you gotta ask. Never mind. I ain't.
No, do not. But so you guys are sitting there discussing, how does that look? Like legitimately, the discussion of deciding, because obviously y'all talking for an hour or two at least.
No, we're not. Well, that first one, not really.
I'm talking about just in general. Like, how does this whole kind of shit look? Because obviously it's cut up.
Yeah,
with y'all just voting.
So what they'll do is, at a certain time, it's like, okay, is everybody ready to go sit down and have this conversation, because we need to get this taken care of. So the people that are not in the pot to be put into elimination, they're downstairs, by all the pretty pictures of the people that won stars. So with that being said, man. So the people that have the option to vote, we go out by the pool. It's like, just vote. But then you have all these explanations of why and this and that, and Tyree kind of messed himself up, man, because he put it out there before we even went out there, that he was like, yeah, man, I know that I'm not the, I know this is a popularity vote and blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is bad. I'm glad you brought, okay, now we're at elimination. So he even said prior to us going to elimination, or I think it was, might have been right after the vote. But anyway, he was like, B, I've been training. This is the next, he's a personal trainer, certified. He knows, was it jiu-jitsu, and he's just a big, strong, silverback gorilla motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I would not, you don't want to, if he gets you get them hands on you, it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing, I should say, but I'm too quick for that, so I'm not worried about it. But what he told me on that first challenge, he was like, say, man, B, I know you in shape, but I've been working my ass off, this and that. And had I been able to get that third box figured out, man, I would have had your ass for that third star. We wouldn't even be having this talk. You know what my response was?
What? Got it.
I'm like, dude, I shut it down on the last one. Like, what are you talking? Like, I was back in first gear. Like, I still had more in the tank. Like, what are you talking about? But me and him mess with each other like that a lot. But I'm like, and he was serious. B, I would have had you. I'm just like, man, how much have you had to drink tonight? Because you clearly don't know me that well to be thinking those crazy thoughts. Like, I don't know what kind of shrooms somebody done gave you. But anyway, so the talk goes, Tyree basically was on some like, I know I'm going in or whatever. So people took that and ran with it. And then with Steve, it was just a I don't know you kind of vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to this day, right now, me and Steve talk probably like once every other week. Like Steve is he's cool people. He's very eclectic. He's a very unique individual. But that's my dude. I like Steve.
How clear did Cam make it that she did not want this to be Leroy?
Man, look. Man, everybody in the house, including and Leroy, old spoiled ass, this motherfucker here. This old spoiled, I know I ain't got to do shit. I can make it to the end because I got this beast over here that's going to fucking kill everybody if they say my name.
I'm going
to go ahead and say it. No. This nigga here knew good and goddamn well that he was straight because
he was not going in.
Because Cam was in our shit and she was like, she made it a joke because I know it made air, but that's not all she said.
I believe that.
Just saying that.
I believe that.
But they both knew what it was, man. And like, as soon as she is like, that's why I started laughing. I'm like, man, why you even? All right, whatever. All right,
Leroy's off. He's off the table.
Yeah, so it's not Leroy. We got that. So...
Okay, cool.
And it's so. I wish I had me a.
I know he's only been retired like 2 seasons, but I don't care. I like Leroy. I love Cam. So I'm glad that he's off the table. Like
Leroy's my brother. I love him. I'm just saying, like, I wish I had that kind of power. Like that. I'm jealous of the motherfucker. This nigga, he's just sitting back, like he didn't even finish the first challenge, and he's sitting back in the room chilling, drinking some cranberry juice. Like, ain't nobody gonna say my fucking name. I know better than that. Cam out there voting, so I know good and hell well ain't nobody gonna say my fucking name. And if you do, you're a damn dummy. So I was like, all right, you got it. Yeah, So Tyree and Steve it is, but here's the thing. Yeah. On All Stars, you never know. It could be some crazy shit. It could be some
who
really
knows
serious shit, or it could be like something that anybody could get. So between Steve and Tyree, you really, I mean, they're both some solid dudes as far as like physically or whatever. I don't know what their stamina looking like, but
we get to the challenge itself, right? We get to the elimination. Tyree seems to take it in stride on the show. I don't know how he takes it for real, but he takes it in stride. I mean, he goes early all the time, so he goes in early all the time.
Does he go?
This is like a normal.
No, thing that's the thing. Like I think that's one of his. Okay, when it comes to that social and political game, I think one of the biggest detriments to him once he gets into it, which I get when you have something that happens repetitively, you kind of can just go with it. Is that what you just said? Is like, he goes in first all the time. Even Leroy says it on the show. He goes in first all the time. Mm-hmm. I think it was him. I think it was Leroy that said. I'm not sure, but either way, if it doesn't go out, if it doesn't go right your way the first time, you can find yourself just going with regularly scheduled programming and be like, all right, well, fuck it. I know I'm going in, but you're not going in with changed confidence. It's like,
correct.
Hopefully I can get out of this, but this is what happens. And I'm
used to it. This is how it goes.
Because dude, what I'm telling you, don't let the challenge losses or some of the bad play that he's made fool you. Tyree, you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him outside. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
I feel that, and it's tough because, like you said, so having had the same thing happen so often for you, not you, obviously for him, it stays in your mind, right? Because this is just we're playing the hits right now. We're doing the same shit, different day, and like I mean, you heard it in the deliberation. You see it in the episode. Avery's like, I know Derek in real life, and Derek says the same shit for him. He go in early all the time. Can we do something a little different? And then it's like, all right, whatever, dog. Like, this is not the same. But Tyree gets in there.
That's not the play, man.
Well,
shit.
In the elimination itself, it looked like Tyree. Okay, so I know that they do the eliminations sometimes a couple times, right? We don't see all the takes, but I was wondering, like, was there exactly the amount of balls that they needed between the two of them? Because
it was
seemed like Tyree was looking for that one ball for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Steve was fucking around. Steve was fucking around. Dude, everybody was pissed because not everybody was pissed, but everybody was like, "You motherfucker!" Because like I gave him props after the fact. But so it's like what was it? 12? They had to get 12 into their thing, or how many of they had to get? But there was only enough to have the exact number. There's only enough to have 12. So it wasn't 24, it was 23, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, like I don't know how long this lasted. It might have been maybe an hour, which for us isn't that long. We're used to like sitting and waiting around for shit or whatever. But you got two big old dudes jumping in and out this nasty ass pit, just looking for balls with stars on them. I mean, it can get redundant, it can get a little, a little boring. But then you see Steve just like, because of course, at some point Tyree has to take the stance of, well, let me use my strength. So if you see Steve finding something, he's gonna go over there and fuck up his shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you see Steve start like corralling stuff and like moving stuff, and like that's the kind of dude Steve is, though. So then when it gets to the bottom, and then they're like, not the bottom, but I mean at the end of nobody can find any balls, and they're both outside of the pit, and they're just looking around and kicking balls around, and then you got people yelling and screaming shit that we don't even know. Look there. Like, we don't know if there's a fucking... All these wet balls are fucking covered in sand. And we're like, no, it's that one. I see a star on that one. It's that one. You got to get that. No, look under that one. Kick that one out the way. No, it's that one. It's like, my nigga, shut the fuck up. And then you already know who the big talkers were, but I ain't gonna give them no time.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to tell her, I did tell her that. But anyway, finally, it clicks back to Steve. All that shit that he was hoarding, he was like, oh, man, I forgot the last one that I put over there. And that's what dude, I'm looking there, and I'm like, what is he doing? He casually gets back in the water. He goes and finds his little hiding spot. He finds the last one, and he just casually gets out, and he's like, and then I'm like, you bitch. But at the same time, I'm like, you smart motherfucker.
yeah. He's like by stashing him away, he was able to go back. He forgot he put him over there. Poor Tyree, man, because Tyree got to like 9 quick.
Yeah, he was up there.
He was killing it.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, as I'm standing up there, I'm like, yeah, he's doing too good too fast. This is
it's gonna come crashing down.
I said, this is never this easy. There's something. We're
missing a thing.
Yeah. But no, he did his thing though, man. I hope to see him back for real, because and
that's what TJ said. He went out gracefully. It was cool. Steve takes your star.
Give a shit. It's the first fucking episode. I really did not care. Yeah.
Well, once I realized how the stars worked, I was like, all right, that's not a big of a deal.
And then my thing was, if I'm doing something like, I knew they wouldn't have made that much of an effort to like, you got to get a backhoe, because like all of our eliminations are in the same place, but each one's different. But I'm like, okay, I don't like have to do that again. As it progresses, might get physical. I'm like, I'm finna get my star back. I'm not tripping on that. If I just finish it first, or if I get put in, hey yo, all right, this is the time. I don't know if you check the tapes, but I can do it.
To be able to get you to that. And now, well, for me, I'm sitting here at the house and I'm like, damn. That is it. Damn.
But that's why I just said, okay, Cool.
Yeah.
But I like this game mechanism, especially coming off this last season of the regular challenge where you see this new champion crowned and he doesn't ever even go into an elimination. And so it's like, I want to see whoever ends up winning, they had to earn it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
And
It's
so
a
I'm
better
like,
format.
yes, please. They well, I don't know which filmed first, 39 or All Stars 4. All Stars 4 probably.
All Stars 4 film.
So what made them think, oh, this worked great on All Stars 4? We're gonna fuck it up on 39.
Hey, man, look,
I was trying to give them some credit that they were like,
I don't want to. I can't tell you my real take on that,
Thoughts?
but it has to do with what aired on what. So
on each thing, yeah. So that's the end of the first episode. Tyree go home. Second episode, we're gonna go through a little faster because we got through all the initial stuff that happens.
And the challenge is a little boring.
So what?
What'd you say?
The second challenge is a little boring.
Yeah. So how was it being in that bus and like them taking you in the air or whatever the thing and then moving it around and bringing you back down?
It looks great on TV.
It does.
But
how did it feel?
It felt like nothing. I was just waiting to get out of the damn bus.
It looked boring.
It looked good.
No, it looked. But the only thing you got to think about is because like wow, they're blasting this shit on the radio in the bus, so we have to remember all of that. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what I did. So So we were the last group to go.
Yeah.
And I was the captain. I picked my team.
I was gonna say, did y'all pick y'all teams or like how that went?
No, and of course, you know, TJ says, I randomly picked. No, you didn't.
He said randomly, but like was it Cam and Leroy?
No, I was the captain of my so I don't know how they did it, but they did the math on it. So how many we have? 5 people, 6 people? I don't fucking remember. Anyway, there was somebody that would be like, okay, you're first, you're second pick, third pick, fourth pick, whatever. Like you pick somebody, you pick somebody, you pick somebody. So I was the picker, not necessarily the captain, but I was the picker. So anyway, got my team assembled, and we were the last team. So
hold on. I have the teams right here. I thought they said randomly done, but I saw you were with Cam and Leroy. I'm like, that doesn't sound random at all. Derek was with Ryan and Jasmine, and I was like, also not very random.
It looks good, but we really did pick our own teams. Yeah.
Well, just so I said, this randomizer really knows these relationships.
You had like the OG team too, like
I
was like,
So, but here's the thing, though. So then I mean, you of course you know the rules of the game already. You know, you jump in the bus is gonna be shooting out codes that you got to figure out once you get off the bus to take the luggage off the bus and then pop them open to get the pieces to put the puzzle together. Sounds simple. That shit sucked. But luckily, we were the last team to do it. So you got people, you got some really loud people on our show. And we couldn't even, like the other teams, as somebody, like when they lowered the bus, it would lower behind this wall. We couldn't see them while they were doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that way we couldn't see and cheat and do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go pee. And by like the third team, I walked over, you know, just not in trouble, you know, I'm not doing anything wrong. But then you got some folks that are yelling at each other. No, this is 1046. No, this is 740. And then, okay, yeah, this one is that. Okay, I got one. Okay, no, this one is really this is 789. Okay, got 2. Yeah. So what they didn't show is that when we first jumped out the van, I just grabbed the bag. I knew the code. I had 3 codes in my head. I'm like, I'm just try this one. Nope, try this one. This one worked. Boom. Try this one. I got 3 in a row, and they didn't show any of that. Because I heard the codes before I even started.
Fuck the math part. I got this.
I was in AP Cal in my junior year in high school. Like I can do, but I was like,
do the math if I already know the final answer.
Who cares
if I can do the math?
But then they made it look like, you know, like what was it Lee and well, not Lee and Cam, but Lee was on something like, yeah, I told you I can do math, like to make it, because he's always had a problem with the man. I did half of our shit for us before the damn van was on the ground. I was like, man, shit, y'all working dumb, not smart. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah.
But I mean, I'm not great at math, so I'm like, honestly, some of these, I can't multiply that many digits without paper.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then it can get a little intimidating because you got the cameras on your face, you got other people screaming and yelling at you. You're in a time, and you're on a show. Like it never. Yeah. There's a part of you that it never is not nerve-wracking to an extent. Like some people's levels are higher than others, but it's just like once you're in competition mode, it's like fuck, because something as small as that can really make or break what's going to happen. But yeah, if you're screaming out the fucking answers, I'm not gonna not act like I don't fucking hear them. Like
exactly.
Fuck. Yeah.
So when we get to the part where you guys have figured out the people that are going to go to elimination, we see that Derek Ryan, Jasmine, Janelle, that team lost, and then Tina, Adam, and Steve lost. With it being a girls' day, Jasmine, Janelle, Tina are the only ones, that are up. Before we talk about that, though, in the episode we did see Tina being basically a mob boss and try to like pressure Avery into doing what she needed her to do.
You better vote. You better not vote me.
How was seeing the Mean Girls reunited? How was that?
Well, it was my first time seeing that in person. Yeah, so it wasn't. I mean, to be totally honest, like looking at them, on TV is one thing. In person, it's like, how do y'all get away with this?
So, Brandon, they were younger and hotter. They were younger and hotter then, and everybody else was also young then. And Rachel was still a beast, just like she is now. So like,
no, Rachel still is a beast. No,
like she is now. So there was that, and then Veronica and Tina were younger, and Tina had a bigger mouth, and that was tougher then. Now it's
No, Tina's mouth is bigger. But I'll tell you this, I'm just gonna say this because I don't want to negatively. Well, we'll see how far this goes.
Don't be too
Tina. No, it's just black and white with me. Either you get it or you don't. But it's all good. I like to mess with them, but Veronica, she lives on her name alone at this point. I don't know what she has going on in real life. That's why I try to choose my words wisely. If I don't know you for real. And that was my first time doing the show with her too. And she was sweet. Like, I've always wanted to meet her. I always wanted to meet her, and we got to do a show together. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I mean, her name rings bells. I mean, she clearly still has an influence on the show no matter what. Tina, same thing. Tina, she lives in fitness just like Cara does.
You mean Rachel?
No, I meant Rachel.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Rachel, yeah.
Tina definitely doesn't. No, I'm playing. I don't know if she does or not, but she would sit around like I'm kept. I listen to everything. I don't care about you peasants. And she would play around, you know what I'm saying? But like Tina was cool. I actually look forward to meeting her up until but we're good now. Shit happens. It's over a year ago. I don't hold on to grudges or whatever. But as far as like that whole Mean Girls thing, that never really meant anything to me. I just knew that there's three girls that are gonna have each other's back, and that's fine. Because I'm gonna pick them apart. So we'll see what happens. But if you think you have influence over the house, how many ever years later, and only one of y'all,
tough, right?
Yeah, only one of y'all is really an actual threat on the field, with the other two are just mouthpieces. The odds are in my favor,
and not even the other two at this point. One of y'all. One of y'all. And so Tina is pressing Avery, and Avery's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but Avery, she still stood her ground a little bit, though. She still was like, well, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be a part of it, but, so I get it, but still Avery's trying to play the long game because she doesn't really have anybody at this moment to, really be on somebody. Allies. Yeah, and then even on top of that, I mean, those girls can be intimidating. I mean, it's still like
there's three of them.
I can be in the best shape of my fucking life, right? And then I walk into the gym and I see Allen Iverson. He's what, 50?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be like, nah.
AI, no. That makes sense. It makes sense until you see Rachel. You're like, okay, so like Tina, I'm not really afraid of, but Rachel's sitting in the room while Tina's saying all this shit. So I do gotta like check that a little bit. So just a little bit. So then we see that right there. Tina's in the bottom. We have Janelle volunteering to say, let's get this going early.
Yeah, let's get this part straight. Yeah.
Let's get this going. How was that for real in the house? Because Ayanna as we know, we're gonna get into it. Ayanna takes it a whole ways that is not quite how Janelle was doing, because Janelle and Ayanna seem to have some previous beef. Kylie, do you know about this previous beef? Can you enlighten us?
No, really. I mean, it's from All Stars 3 or whatever.
3, I think. I did not.
Wasn't it something about I didn't know you were black or something like that?
Jesus, of course, that makes some sense. So,
no, what I know.
Yeah. So talk to us about the Janelle of it, and then let's lead into the Ayanna, because y'all go out. They let y'all heathens outside the house, and y'all are in public, and so they let y'all.
I know. Yeah. Well, they thought they could trust us for like the first 13 days, and then 14 comes around, and it's like, what the fuck did we do?
Yeah.
Geez Louise. I'm gonna try to be on point with what is on the show. So
yeah.
It comes with we went out. There's this talk about who wants whom, and before we even leave the house, the guys are sitting in the kitchen because the guys are sitting in the kitchen, Kylie, because we're already ready and we're waiting on the girls. I'm just messing with you.
I can sit with y'all.
I'm messing with you. But no, we sitting in the kitchen because we like, all right, whatever. And so then Janelle comes in and she's like, I think she'd already had a talk, but I'm just in there. I'm sitting right next to her. And she goes, well, I don't know what you guys got on your mind, but I want to go in. Whoever you guys want to put in, cool. But I got it. I'm like, bet, shit. Less pressure on us. We don't have to worry about anything at this point. And so then we get out, come back. No, actually, as we're out, then for whatever reason, I still don't. It's because there's another thing that has happened that I will not speak on. But I'm just like, then as I'm watching, because I'm not seeing this. No, I heard it that Ayanna was talking about how Janelle wants Jasmine, and I was like, no, she literally was in the kitchen with us. This is all the information I have at this point. I'm standing next to Janelle on TV, and she says, whoever you guys want to vote in, I'm gonna go in. It's a girls' day. I'm gonna go in. Whatever girl that's available that you want to vote in, vote them in. And we all go, okay. Yeah. Then we go out to the club, and we're not there for 45 minutes, and I'm hearing all this other shit, and I'm like, wait, no, she didn't say that. But now I'm hearing that Ayanna's telling everybody that Janelle says she wants Jasmine. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. I don't understand why you think that's what happened. And then she goes back over to the table, and that's when she's like, yeah, no, I didn't say that. Like, why am I hearing that? And this and that. And then she was like, is it because Brandon just told me whatever? And I was like, no. And that's why I'm like, I'm always in the present. Like, no, I didn't say that. I heard exactly what you said. And that's it. And then things just spiraled. I mean, I don't know what episode 3 is going to look like. So there's a lot I can't speak on. But
so one of the big pieces that it looks like Ayanna, she's standing over there, right? I don't understand.
She said it at a table to some people. She was like, yeah, she said she wants Janelle. And I'm like, I wasn't at that table though.
Yeah, right. You were not. So then I was just confused. How come nobody, being Janelle or Jasmine, just come up on Ayanna? Because that's where we're hearing it from.
And I mean, look, Ayanna is very good television. Okay. But if I'm in y'all's situation out at this bar and I hear this rumor start circulating and it comes from Ayanna, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt.
But I'd say probably for a good third of the cast, it was our first time really
Meeting
doing
her.
the show with it. So
yes, not even knowing. I would have.
yeah, and of course. And here's the
Me,
thing too. Well, here's another thing that a lot of people don't think about when they watch the show. We're there for anywhere from 5 days to a good solid 7 days before we go to the house to actually start filming what you guys see. So we're around each other with no cameras.
right?
We're just doing like opening shots. We're doing pictures. We're doing, you know, just B-roll stuff, whatever. We're doing stuff for social media, stuff for online stuff or whatever. And then once we start filming, but we're around each other. So let's say it's our first time meeting together, whatever. You can start gaming somebody before we start filming.
Yeah.
And I think I think Ayanna's really good at that. Because there's some things I'm not gonna say, but when she knows how to
get the vibe.
Yeah. So
And
or
so
make you think that she got you, or like, you know, she'll
right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, or make you think something else.
Right. So that you get there, so you get in the moment, you're like just believing her, you're trusting her because you've been like y'all had this relationship for a little bit. Not you, but like people.
Yeah,
so then they're like,
you saw that look.
Not you. Yeah, not you. No, so like so it's circulating. So it gets to Janelle. She's like, I'm not saying this shit, but then like Janelle seems real upset about this shit. Like she seems real upset about this. Because Jasmine's starting to pop off a little bit. Because Jasmine seems to be believing this shit too. And then I did love hearing the clip of you saying, that's not what she said. That's not what was said.
Listen, that's not what happened. But see, the reason Janelle got so upset too, I mean, I don't know if you remember that clip when Tina was walking down the stairs with her. And Janelle's like, why do y'all keep saying that? I did not say that. Tina was a part of that.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then because even when we were sitting on the couch, and Janelle's like, what are you talking about? And then Tina goes, well, you did this to yourself. You did without even knowing.
Yeah.
Anything. Dude, I'm telling you, once this season's over, I can tell you everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
There's some other little stuff going on too. A lot, well, some bigger stuff. That's why I want to see what 3 looks like, but we'll see. But it's yeah. It's so far so good, but yeah. I mean, Janelle, she's too strong to just like, because it's looking like Janelle is just leaving because somebody said that she said a name that she didn't say. It's not that cut and dry.
So that's what I was gonna say. So we get to the vote. Y'all voting Tina. Like Tina's influence didn't work. Y'all still voting Tina.
No, the reason, you know why? Because she already knew Janelle was gonna leave.
Oh,
Janelle already said she was like, I'm checked out. I'm out.
Got it. So I just
but you never know though. You never know if somebody's gonna pop out of the bushes for Tina.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Come in and face her. I thought the thing that it was just that like that it just didn't hold that much weight because it didn't feel like it held that much. The Mean Girl stuff didn't feel like it held that much weight.
Nobody gave a fuck about none of that.
Give a fuck. And so that's why it was. I figured y'all still voted in Tina because y'all were like, okay, cool, that's nice. Because like for you, like you said, you were almost on Cancun, right? So you have a little connection to like Jasmine and Derek and all them, just a little bit, maybe just a baby amount, because you were on Fresh Meat like right after. You ain't seen Tina from a hole in the wall. So someone like you, like Leroy, you're like, oh, okay, that's nice. Like it's nice of you, lady, that you would not like to go in. I hear you.
But guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what?
So it felt like y'all like that Mean Girl stuff just doesn't hold that much weight, and so
because even with that whole conversation for the vote with Ayanna And when we eventually voted Tina
in, man, talk about that. She talked for a long time.
How long she talked for?
Hey yo. Woo! Listen, okay. Because this is how I knew that Ayanna was on that bullshit. Like, because I saw that that one clip that she did about the fucking salad. What was it? All Stars.
Yeah, with Jody.
Salad.
Yeah. So anyway, so everybody's going around and they're like giving who they're gonna vote for and why and this and that. And then I said my vote. I think it was I forget. No, I said Janelle. I want to go in. So I said Janelle and Tina. Yeah. Janelle was like, she was like, B, you. She said either I'm gonna win, I'm gonna go home. Either way, it's fine with me. I'm like, I bet. People are going around, and as we're talking, as we're putting the votes out, Ayanna's actively taking which were real apples, off of the bowl in the middle of the table. Okay, so you said that was one for Janelle. Okay, and then that's one. I said if you just split them all and just put all the split for this for Janelle, you'd be halfway through your fucking job because Janelle already going in. Anyway, so then people are giving their explanations because they want it for TV. We get it.
Yeah, for TV. Yeah, makes sense.
So then it's like, okay, you got one for Jasmine, one for Tina, one for Jack, one for Tina. And then she goes into this whole, I'm not going to say Tina's name. I'm not going to say Jasmine's name. Hopefully we can get, what's the other two? Laurel and maybe on Nicole to go down. But, but it's going to be for Jasmine. And it's like, the reason Leroy did what he did, because he kept looking at me. He kept telling me, don't. Because me and him used to live together in Vegas. So I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. And I'm like, because she talked for a good 45 minutes. I don't know if you guys know how this thing really works out because, every decision that you make has a it's like, man. And about this person, I feel like this person could help me out down the road on something that we're getting close to because, we're all here for a reason and we firmly believe in that, right? Right? I never trust anybody that gives me my answer. Like, don't ask me a question and then tell me what I'm supposed to say. We all believe in that, right? Nigga, right. I don't know. Give me some fucking literature behind it. Anyway, this goes on. I know I talk a lot too, but Ayanna, oh my Jesus, this goes on for a long time, at least 45 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. So then finally, everybody's looking at each other, and I'm like huffing and puffing. Car is like looking at me like I'm gonna fucking leave, and I'm like chill, because I'm like making little jokes, and they're laughing over here, and then she's getting a little mad at me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, you waste my time. Anyway, Leroy finally says what he says. He's like, Ayanna, who are you voting for? And that's when she goes into this whole, you're not gonna waste my no, you're interrupting me, you're being disrespectful. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and that's when he was just like, and if you see as soon as he said who you voting for, and I just put my head down and started laughing. And then I looked away, I'm just like, nope. Because I think I said something, but I just looked away. And then that goes on for a thing, and then she gets up and has her little stomp off because he went downstairs, like he left. But I wish they would have showed her reaction as well, because even before that, a really big thing. So I shouldn't say that, but
the catch stuff. So
by the time we got to that point, everybody was just done with the whole situation. Everybody knew Janelle was going in.
Yes.
And we just needed to put somebody against her. At that point, we didn't know if Janelle was going to go home or not. And after all that fiasco, she was like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
So Janelle says she's done. She leaves.
Yeah.
Tina, happy?
Default winner.
Concerned? What's going on here right after?
Tina is concerned because she doesn't know how the game's going. It's the first, second elimination, but it's the first girls' elimination. So
yeah,
she's like, all right, are they? Because we do have reserves.
Yeah,
we have alternates.
Alternates hanging out. Also, Nicole,
I don't know. Like
game mechanic. Nicole or Laurel could just go down and take care of this. Mop this up real quick.
Yeah, so they have the option. So Nicole and Laurel have the option to go down and just get their star. They can take one, or just beat your opponent. You get your star. You already got a ticket into the final. But who wants to take that chance that early in the game, especially when it's the first female elimination? But at the same time, with Tina, she doesn't know if, for one, they're going to take that chance, or for two, if anybody on standby is going to come in, or you never know. So
correct.
She's not comfortable. She can act like it is, but she's not comfortable at all.
Janelle left. You're good with Janelle, right? She good?
Yeah, I talked to her night before last.
She good? Everything okay? How was it seeing the episode? She okay?
She's good. She's not that thrilled about how it looks, because it looks like she leapt over somebody just lying about a name she said, when it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't just that.
Yeah.
But that's not my story to tell. That's her story to tell.
Of course. Tina goes down there. Nobody comes. Tina gets a star. She tried to big up Avery. Takes Avery's star.
Yo, folks was mad. Folks wasn't like mad like that, but folks was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They was like, this bitch. She ain't even the loudest one in the house outside of Ayanna. She ain't even had to do nothing, and she got a star. Mm-hmm. It's like, but it's no disrespect to Tina. And the reason I say that about Tina is because in the communication that we've had, like, she wouldn't be upset or offended if I'm like, this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we talk from time to time. So I just want to throw that out there. Hey, Brandon calling bitches. Well, if you are, no. Looks like no. So anyway, no, I'm just like, but no, I was like, damn, because everybody's like, this motherfucker right here ain't do shit and came down here and got a fucking star. So now she has a little bit of power in her hand, and you don't want to give Tina power.
So she's got a little bit of power, and it was very obvious she was going to take her star, because the only other star was Rachel's. Not taking that one, obviously, and Kara's, and I wouldn't take Kara's either. So
I'm not putting Kara coming after me.
Yeah,
no man or woman wants that.
Right. No. So we get Tina there. Tina gets a star. Everything's good. That's the end of 2 episodes, basically.
What about the lead into the third one? Did you watch that?
You talked to me about it.
Oh, okay. Man. It should be good.
Maybe, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I don't even remember. I don't remember off the top of my head. That's the only reason I said talk to me about it, because I don't remember the lead in off the top of my head. What happens in the 3rd episode, Brandon?
Well, I don't either. If you don't know, then I don't know. Can't tell you. Okay, we're on the side of a semi. We have to do some things in order to win or come in the middle, pause, or lose. And then from there, it depends on who gets to vote for whom. But yeah, this next one is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good because
the challenges compared to how you remember them from before. You're on the side of a semi truck here.
Yeah, I've never been inside of one before.
Will be on the side of a semi truck.
I've unloaded one before.
In your life.
Yeah, but no, it was that, and you know what? To be honest, it was fun. Like, when I tell you, coming into this one, dude, I had no expectations. I had no worries. I had no nothing. I was just like, let me just go be me for the first time, hopefully. And they gave me probably one of the best experiences as far as letting me do that and jumping out there and doing that. Like, I almost say is that I had fun. It looked like everybody had fun, but there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser, and important decisions have to be made. And sometimes they're not favorable decisions.
Everyone.
But it's a game, man. And then that's all I'm about right now is I'm worried about the game. I'm not worried about anybody else.
That's good, as you should be. That's all you got to do. Kylie, you got any questions for Brandon about these first 2 episodes? Everything good?
No, I think I got it all answered. I'm excited. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited you're back on, Brandon. It's been a long time. I'm glad you got the opportunity again, and so I'm excited to see what happens.
If you want to join us every week, whatever you want to do, let us know. I like your insight about what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I definitely will. You know, I just got to make sure I choose my words wisely. But yeah. But no, man, I appreciate y'all,
thank you
man,
for joining us.
So, like,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so yeah, let me know how we can post this and all that good stuff and when that's gonna drop. And
it's out right now. It's live, baby. We live.
Well, I know it's live. I don't know who watching, but if they're watching, hey, hi. Add me on TikTok. Hey, here's what you can do for me before we go.
Yes, talk to them.
I don't use my TikTok a lot, but I've been told since I've done All Stars 4 that I need to use it more. And they're like, go live and you can do certain things. But I only have
like 1,000 people following.
Yeah, I only have like 623 people or whatever.
So go follow you at where? Brandon what? TikTok. What's your handle?
That's a good fucking question. that's how you know how much I'm on. Because when I'm on TikTok, I'm literally just watching other shit. Which, like, if you're on there that much, how about you get paid? Oh my goodness,
as he's looking it up, Kylie. So years ago, Brandon had Twitter, right? So Brandon had Twitter, and I went to follow him, a follow request on Twitter when I first saw him on Cutthroat. So follow him at Brandon Drake Nelson. At Brandon Drake Nelson on let me put it right here for you. At Brandon Drake Nelson on TikTok.
Please do.
So Kylie,
please and thank you.
Kylie, on his Twitter, right? My follow request is just sitting there. And it sits there for 6 years, right? Just a follow request. And one day I was looking at my Twitter and I was just like, oh, I wonder who I follow. So I was going through, I was like, wait, there's a follow request here. So I text him and I said, I've been like waiting for a follow request to follow you for multitudes of years. Can you
but you make it seem as if you were really missing something. Like we were actually in each other's presence. Like I wasn't posting anything groundbreaking. Elon Musk wasn't, at me on anything, so it was cool.
Well, it was everything. It's not like I wasn't using Twitter like that anyway. It was just I was like looking at it one day and I was like, wait a minute, this fool's in my phone. Like what?
Yeah, I mean,
why does it still say pending or whatever? Hey, can you check your request real quick? Because I've just been sitting in this inbox for 6-ish years.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact! After I got done doing All Stars 4, they give you all of your stuff back. They give you your phone back and your all the stuff that they didn't let you take in the house. Like if you have certain clothes on that have logos and whatever, they give it all back to you. And I turned my phone on. I'm getting all these crazy ass messages on email and stuff. Somebody hacked my email, or not my email, but my Twitter. Because I had like, I'm not one of them. I had like maybe like 17,000 or whatever. Yeah. It got hacked. So then I hit up production and they're like, well, we don't know what we can do to help. So I'm hitting up customer service on Twitter. I finally got I was like, they're like, just change it. I was like, no, I want my handle back and I want my fucking followers back. Man, they found out who did it. I don't know if anything happened to this person. I started getting messages from other people on other like social media platforms saying, we knew that wasn't you, blah, blah, but this motherfucker was sending like crazy shit, like fuck you and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, you don't even, I talk like that, but I'm not talking like that to you directly.
Random people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they gave me the handle back and I had to start all the way over. So now even on Twitter, I have like, hell, I don't fucking know, like 600. I went from like 17,000 to 600.
So follow him at least on TikTok. Is this one? I don't remember what his Twitter handle is. We'll find that out.
Well, I know that one. Twitter is Brandon D. Nelson. It's not the Drake. It's just the D. It's just
Brandon
Just
D.
the D.
Nelson
Just the D.
on Twitter.
No feelings involved. Okay, I'm sorry. That was too much. That was too much.
On X, I guess it's called now.
On X,
So,
yeah.
We all
On
agree it's
X.
Twitter.
Everybody get you one. If you don't have to, please don't.
Do you have a check mark? Do they have a check mark for you or no?
Nah, I'm not paying for that shit.
I think they just gave them back to people. Like if they had like a bunch of followers, we got to get your followers up.
That part, I'm not that involved to know what the ins and outs of the parameters of that is, but I plan on being in that realm by midsummer because I do need to take because I'm not one of them fake motherfuckers that'll just get on here and tell you what you want to hear because you want to hear because I want you to like me, and you know that.
I know that.
So I think that would resonate with a lot of people nowadays because it's like, all right, if you want some real spit, I got you. But I'm not gonna be disrespectful, nothing like that. But if you ask me a question, I'm not gonna lie to you. So, but yeah. But if you want all that fake stuff, you know who you're already following. So, and I work with some of them.
Follow Brandon on X, and follow him on TikTok so he can go live. And do some battles or whatever the fuck. What's your Instagram handle? Is this which one is it on Instagram?
The same one as that one, yeah. The same.
So follow him on X and on Instagram, and then follow him here on TikTok.
Yep, and I also want any brand deal you'll give me. I will sell toilet paper.
Any way to get Brandon paper, we need to make sure we do that.
Listen, I'm a big advocate on sour gummy worms and wet wipes. Like those are my two travel essentials. So if anybody has their own
those,
that goes in my carry-on though. I cannot travel without wet wipes or sour gummy worms. So if anybody makes their own and they want to let me see what's popping, I'll put it up.
Send him a sample because we can't just have him out here just having whatever.
Yeah.
You got me out here buying trolleys all the time. You know how much that costs? I got kids, nigga. No,
yeah, man. They're not cheap. This is not cheap no more. Inflation, baby. Inflation. So do that. Catch me and Kylie here to do Survivor next Thursday. We'll be covering Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So, our normal time. And then catch us next week, maybe with Brandon, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
We're doing it.
Thank you for joining us. And can't wait to watch episode 3 of the challenge.
Right at midnight.
Drops at midnight on a Wednesday. Check it out. Adios.
Bye.